Hey guys, today I'm going to be talking about family size. Right off the bat, my voice is gone. It might get worse and worse as I film. I hope not, but sorry that I sound so terrible. If this is your first time here, welcome. My name is Alana. My channel is all about marriage, homemaking, healthy living, and homeschooling. And I just want to start off the video, especially if you're new, by letting you know I only have 2 children. They're 12 and 10. We had a vasectomy, and I have a whole video sharing the regrets about that vasectomy, not because we think it is a sin, but because we feel like we took things in our own hands and did not ask the Lord for guidance before making such a permanent decision. So I will put that link in the description box below. Check it out. I'm making this video from a very objective, logical, let's reason together kind of approach. I don't have an answer for you, a concrete answer. I just want to reason together, think together, and hopefully by the end of the video, encourage you to not judge others for not making the same decisions that you have made. So let's see how it goes. So there are 2 times in the Bible, both in Genesis, when God says, be fruitful and multiply. First, to Adam and Eve, when the earth is empty, and second, to Noah and his family, when the earth is empty. And that's it. And the reason he says it to them is because the earth is empty, and he is saying it to them. Context is very important when we read the scriptures. People that are very passionate about having a lot of children go to those scriptures and say that that is a law for us today. It isn't a law to you, to me, because he's talking to Adam and Eve with an empty earth. He's talking to Noah and his family with an empty earth. Context. All of the Bible's for us, but not all of the Bible is directly to us. We can glean from it, learn from it, apply it to our lives, even if it's not directly to us, but those 2 commands were not to you or me. They are to Noah. They are to Adam and Eve. So that's one thing just to really think about and really logically think about. That doesn't mean don't have kids. It just means don't use that as a command to just tell everybody that they're sinning if they don't have big families, right? Something else to consider. Your culture is going to influence a lot about your family size. When I say culture, I don't mean like your ethnicity. I mean like the circle of people you are around. Most of the time, churches with a lot of families, with big families, are the churches with families with big families. And then you'll go to another church and there'll be families with smaller families or less number of children. I don't know why. I feel like we just do what the people around us do. So if I am around a bunch of people that bake bread, I'll probably start baking bread soon, because that's the people you're around and the people that influence your life and the people that are like the culture of your circle. So you like start to do the things they do. You probably live in similar ways, have similar standards, have similar fashion, approaches to life. And that's why you end up where you end up, because you see, these people are very like-minded. And so you end up there. But the problem is when you're in a circle that everyone is sort of similar, then you think this is the way that is right. And then you look at all the other circles that aren't similar and you judge them for not thinking the way you do, holding to the passions you hold to, thinking this or that about things the way you do, and that's wrong. It's just wrong. This is just a logical conclusion of human behavior, okay? So, of course, there's always exceptions. I feel like I'm an exception. I'm one of like 3 families that have 2 kids in my church. Everybody else has 3 or more, and that's fine. I definitely see the beauty and the amazingness in big families. I think there are so many beautiful, beautiful, beautiful things and blessings that come with a big family. And I also am living the awesomeness of having only 2 children. I love my children to death. I love them. I invest in them every single day. I have given 12 years of my life, and I will give the rest of my life for my children. We get to do a few more things than families that have lots of children get to do, because it's expensive to have children. But if you only have 2, you can go out to eat a little more often, or you can go on vacation a little more often, or whatever, you know. Our Christmas probably looks very different. Our schedule looks different. Our day looks different. Our chore chart looks different. So that's okay, because guess what? Every family is different, and that's the beauty of life. We're all different. We need to accept each other, embrace whatever we have, encourage each other, and not judge each other or look down on each other for making different decisions with our families, right? I think, you know, one of the sad things about only having 2 children is that they're gonna grow up like at the same time, and then all of a sudden motherhood will be done. And I'll find myself in like this totally new season of life where I am not needy mommy that's needed all the time anymore. And I know it's gonna be gradual, but there will come a moment where all of a sudden my kids are driving, they have jobs, they have places to be, they have friends they want to be with, and I'm gonna what? Just be sitting at home all day? No, probably gonna link arms with my husband and work with him. We have lots of plans. We've always been very business minded and have great dreams to work together. That's gonna look very different from my friends who have 7 or 8 kids who just, I mean, their kids are like 1 and 2, their youngest, and their oldest is like 15. We're gonna look very different in the next 5 years. Yeah, their older kids will be out of the house, but their younger kids will still be like in the elementary years, and that is just how it is, you know? There's nothing wrong with either one. There's nothing better or worse about either one. There's nothing holier about either one. It's just life. The other thing that's just true is life is very different now than it used to be. We read the Bible and they lived very community-based lives. They were in each other's lives. Women didn't have to like carry the load of everything alone every single day. And that sounds wonderful and beautiful. And yeah, we could technically recreate that today. We really could. We could buy land and invite friends to build and all live in a commune. And that wouldn't be crazy. In fact, I would love it. But the reality is, it's just not the way life is anymore. Dads have to work like animals to provide. Most families have to have both parents working to survive. And most kids are in school, and most people's lives are very, very full. They have their jobs, their clients to worry about, their wives need them, their kids need them, and then friendships and fellowship and church and their property and their car and their pets and their sports or whatever else you're involved in. Life just looks very, very different today. And so you can't just assume that everyone is going to have the same convictions of we should all live in community. Yeah, we should, but living in community today looks very different. It's such a bigger challenge to accomplish well. Everyone's lives must be considered. Everyone's situations are different. Some moms work, some moms don't. Some dads have more than one job. Some dads have crazy schedules, some don't. Some kids are homeschooled, some are not. Some people have land to tend to. Some people have farm animals. Some people have lots of pets. Some people have lots of friends. Some people have family that live near them that need them. And so they have to tend to their family versus so much fellowship with the church. Like, everybody's story is different. And you have to consider that. It can't just be the way you think in your mind it should be, you know? And so I'm not saying this is easy. I think it's hard. But it's just the reality. So how do we do it well? How do we do these things well? I think we all have to go before the Lord individually and ask him, Lord, what do you have for me? How can I minister to people? How can I proclaim the gospel? How can I serve you and live for you well in the circumstances that I am in my life? And the answer is going to look different across the board because all of us are in different circumstances. So I just wanted to share a few thoughts with you on that. I feel like there was more I wanted to say, but since I moved over to community, I kind of forgot the kids stuff. Either way, this all sparked from just a few different conversations I've had this week. I heard someone asking somebody else, they were sharing a story of like, yeah, they go out to dinner like 4 or 5 times a week. And the mom was like, really? How in the world did they afford to do that? And they said, well, they only have 2 kids. Oh, okay. And it was very judgmental. I was like, oh my goodness. Do you think you're better than them because you don't only have 2 kids? Do you think they're wrong for going out to eat? Because they're not, you know, like It's just so silly, the things we put in our minds as better or worse than or holier or less holy than. It is not a sin to go out to eat. It is not a sin to have only 2 kids. It is not a sin to not be a minimalist or to cut your budget in this part or in this part. God works in all of us differently and uses us all differently. I know so many stories of so many people that probably get judged, but they use the things God has given them to minister in ways in secret that people don't know about, they don't need to know about, but God knows. And that's why we should never look at people and judge, because we don't know what God's doing with them, how he's using them, why they only have 1 kid or 3 kids or 8 kids or no kids. We don't know. We don't know. And how dare we assume? How dare we look at people's lives and judge them? It's just wrong. And really, it's kind of a scary spot to be putting yourself in, because God will humble you and it hurts to be humbled. Instead, just think the best of everyone. Love, right? Don't judge and criticize. Instead, just assume the best. And if you really want to know, go ask. And maybe the Lord can use you as an instrument of encouragement or a challenging question or different new perspective for someone that may cause them to think and decide things in a way that could be better for them. But don't judge. Oh my goodness. Don't assume. Don't criticize. You don't know anything as an outsider. Ever. We never, ever know. People might look at me and think, oh, her life is so easy. She gets to get sun in the middle of the day and work out by herself. She has all this alone time because she only has 2 kids. Yeah, all of that's true. But guess what? I regret our vasectomy and I have cried many times because of it. Did you know that? Now you feel stupid, right? That's why we don't judge people, because we never know what is going on in their heart, in their minds. You don't know. You don't know. So think twice before you think, oh, that person, on whatever the case may be, because we don't know. And how dare we? That is God's child. He loves them. He's working on them, right? Isn't life a journey of attaining wisdom and understanding and knowledge? We need to watch ourselves, guys. We don't want to be humbled by God. That hurts. So I think that's all I'll share with you today. I hope you enjoyed. I hope my voice didn't ruin the video. God bless you guys. Thank you to all my patrons. You guys are the best. And thank you to all of you that have supported me through prayer and just kindness throughout these years. God bless you and see you next time.